Impact Report, estimated 30% revenue increase in academic research, pharmaceutical development and data analytics by Q4 2026. Date, March 5, 2025. Time, 18 hours 12 minutes and 45 seconds. Executive Summary. The projected 30% revenue increase in the academic research, pharmaceutical development and data analytics industries by Q4 2026 is attributed to a confluence of rising investments in research and development R&D, government policies fostering innovation, and the increasingly critical role of data analytics across these sectors. This report delves into the factors driving this anticipated growth, the relationship between governmental support and R&D spending, and the evolving dynamics within each industry. 1. Pharmaceutical development insights. The pharmaceutical sector has experienced a dramatic increase in R&D investment, with spending rising from approximately $5 billion in 1980 to around $83 billion in 2019. This tenfold increase corresponds with a 60% rise in new drug approvals from 2010 to 2019, averaging 38 new approvals annually. Several key trends contribute to this growth. Specialty drugs. A significant portion of recent approvals are specialty drugs, which tend to treat complex and chronic conditions. These drugs often come with higher price tags, thereby driving up retail spending significantly. Investment decisions. According to the Congressional Budget Office, CBO anticipated global revenues from new drugs and the substantial development costs, often exceeding $2 billion, are critical in shaping investment strategies within the pharmaceutical industry. Nevertheless, the correlation between R&D spending and successful drug approvals is nuanced. Higher spending does not always lead to a commensurate increase in successful launches. COVID-19 impact. The pandemic catalyzed unprecedented governmental investment in vaccine development, highlighting the importance of public-private partnerships in advancing pharmaceutical innovation. 2. Contributions of academic research. Academic research, especially in the biomedical domain, is vital for pharmaceutical development. The National Institutes of Health (NIH) has been instrumental, providing over $700 billion in funding to support foundational research that informs drug development. This public funding enables discovery of disease mechanisms. NIH-funded research has led to significant discoveries that pharmaceutical companies can target effectively, lowering the costs associated with drug development. Collaborative innovation. A symbiotic relationship exists between public and private R&D, fostering an environment ripe for innovation, which further accelerates the drug development pipeline. 3. Data analytics and market dynamics. The integration of data analytics into pharmaceutical R&D and academic research has transformed operational efficiencies. Key benefits include predictive capabilities. Advanced analytics enable firms to better predict drug efficacy, optimize clinical trials, and refine market strategies, contributing to revenue growth. Cost reduction. By enhancing efficiency in clinical trials and research processes, data analytics plays a pivotal role in mitigating expenses associated with drug development. 4. Cross-industry themes. Several common themes emerge across the three sectors. 1. Rising R&D investment. All sources highlight increasing financial commitments to R&D, with the pharmaceutical industry leading this charge. 2. Government policy impact. Federal policies, including those that influence drug demand and support fundamental research, significantly impact R&D spending and drug approval rates. 3. High-cost specialty drugs. An emphasis on high-cost specialty drugs underscores the revenue potential in these markets, driving substantial growth. 5. Timeline of key events. 1980s, R&D spending was approximately $5 billion annually. 2010 to 2019, notable increases in R&D spending resulting in a 60% rise in new drug approvals. 2019, pharmaceutical industry R&D expenditures reached $83 billion. 2020 to 2021, COVID-19 pandemic spurred unprecedented government investment in vaccine development. Q4 2026, anticipated 30% revenue increase across academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics industries. 6. Conclusion. The anticipated 30% revenue growth by Q4 2026 in academic research, pharmaceutical development and data analytics is supported by sustained R&D investments, innovative drug development and enhanced data analytics capabilities. The interplay of these factors, coupled with governmental support and evolving market dynamics, is expected to create a robust environment for future growth in these industries. Sources: 1. Congressional Budget Office (CBO) report on pharmaceutical R&D. 2. Industry trends and reports from major pharmaceutical companies. 3. Data analytics insights from industry publications. This impact report is designed to provide stakeholders with a comprehensive overview of the anticipated growth trajectory in the specified industries, highlighting the interconnected nature of research investments, government policies, and data-driven strategies. The projected 30% revenue increase in the academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics industries by Q4 2026 is rooted in several counterintuitive trends and factors. Here are the details. 1. Pharmaceutical development insights. The substantial rise in R&D expenditures in the pharmaceutical industry, from approximately $5 billion in 1980 to $83 billion in 2019, seems linear but is misleading. Although the investment has increased tenfold, the correlation with drug approvals is not straightforward. Spending does not guarantee a proportional increase in successful drug launches. This suggests inefficiencies in the R&D process that may lead to a misconception that more spending directly translates to more successful outcomes. 2. Academic research contributions. Federal funding, primarily from the National Institutes of Health (NIH), has been pivotal in supporting foundational research. While it might be assumed that private sector innovation drives drug development, the data reveals that public funding significantly lowers the costs associated with drug development. This counterintuitive relationship indicates that the private sector heavily relies on publicly funded research to inform their innovations, challenging the narrative that private enterprises are the primary source of medical advancements. 3. Data analytics and market dynamics. The trend toward integrating data analytics into pharmaceutical R&D may appear to suggest that enhanced data processing leads to simple improvements in efficiency. However, the reality is more complex. Companies are using analytics not only to streamline processes but also to create predictive models that may misjudge drug efficacy or market needs, potentially leading to misallocations of resources. This complexity shows that while data analytics is essential, it also introduces layers of uncertainty and risk. 4. Specialty drugs and pricing. The focus on high-cost specialty drugs is often seen as a boon for revenue growth. However, this focus can be counterintuitive as it alienates large segments of the patient population who cannot afford such drugs. While these drugs generate significant revenues, they also face backlash regarding accessibility and ethical considerations, which could lead to regulatory changes that might stifle future growth. 5. Acquisition strategies. Large pharmaceutical companies are increasingly acquiring smaller firms rather than developing drugs in-house. This may seem efficient, but it raises concerns about innovation stifling. Acquisitions can lead to reduced competition and a focus on safe investments rather than groundbreaking research, highlighting a paradox where the drive for efficiency may ultimately limit innovation. 6. Government influence on R&D spending. The expectation that government policies will always stimulate R&D spending is flawed. While government funding can increase demand for drugs, it can also create disincentives if policies shift to impose price controls or reduce funding. The relationship between government actions and private sector responses is not always positive and can lead to reduced innovation if companies anticipate lower future revenues. 7. Evolving drug development costs. The rising costs of drug development are often attributed to more complex drug formulations and extended clinical trials. However, a more nuanced view suggests that the increasing complexity of regulatory requirements and the need for extensive safety monitoring may also drive costs up without improving outcomes. This challenges the assumption that higher costs are always linked to better drug efficacy or safety. 8. Impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has accelerated vaccine development and funding but also exposed the vulnerabilities in the pharmaceutical supply chain and R&D processes. The rapid development of COVID-19 vaccines led to unprecedented public-private partnerships, which might be seen as a model for future drug development. However, this model raises questions about sustainability and the long-term impacts of such rapid innovations on traditional drug development pathways. 9. Market dynamics of new drug approvals. The increasing rate of new drug approvals does not always correlate with improved public health outcomes. The focus on specialty drugs that serve niche markets may lead to a proliferation of medications that improve profitability but do not necessarily address broader health issues, illustrating a disconnect between market success and public health needs. 10. Future projections in data analytics. While the use of data analytics is expected to drive revenue growth, the counterintuitive aspect lies in the potential for over-reliance on predictive models that may not account for the complexities of human biology and market behaviors. This could lead to inflated expectations for revenue increases that may not materialize if the underlying assumptions prove incorrect. In summary, while the anticipated 30% revenue increase across these industries appears straightforward, the underlying dynamics present a web of complexities and counterintuitive realities that challenge conventional wisdom about pharmaceutical development, academic research, and the role of data analytics. The report presents an overview of projected revenue increases in three key sectors: academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics, foreseeing a 30% rise by Q4 2026. While the detailed analysis draws attention to several significant trends and factors, some crucial insights may be easily overlooked by readers. Here are the important points, along with explanations of their significance. 1. Investment in R&D. The pharmaceutical sector's R&D investments have surged dramatically from approximately $5 billion in the 1980s to $83 billion in 2019. This tenfold increase corresponds with a 60% rise in new drug approvals from 2010 to 2019, which is indicative of an increasingly competitive landscape wherein companies invest heavily in R&D to maintain a foothold in a rapidly evolving environment. Significance. This trend signifies a cultural shift within pharmaceutical companies moving towards prioritizing innovation through substantial financial commitments. It reflects a growing recognition that continued success relies on a robust pipeline of new therapies, particularly in the face of patent expirations for older drugs. The implication here is twofold. Not only does it indicate a promising future for new drug approvals, but it also highlights the need for sustained investment to counterbalance the inherent risks associated with drug development. 2. The role of academic research. The interplay between academic research and pharmaceutical innovation is often understated. The National Institutes of Health (NIH) has provided over $700 billion in funding that underpins critical biomedical research. This funding supports foundational knowledge that pharmaceutical firms leverage to develop new drugs, thus lowering development costs. Significance. This symbiosis between public funding and private industry innovation is crucial to understanding the drug development landscape. It illustrates that public investment in basic research not only stimulates private sector growth but also enhances the efficiency of drug development processes. The collaborative model fosters a culture of innovation that can lead to breakthroughs in therapies for complex diseases. Ignoring this relationship could lead to an underestimation of the importance of public investments in fostering future pharmaceutical advancements. 3. Data analytics impact. The integration of data analytics into pharmaceutical development is transforming how companies approach R&D, optimizing clinical trials and market strategies. By harnessing big data, companies can predict drug efficacy and streamline their R&D processes. Significance. The role of data analytics is often overlooked in discussions about pharmaceutical innovation. Understanding its significance is critical because it demonstrates how technology can enhance efficiency and reduce the costs associated with drug development. The ability to leverage data analytics not only accelerates the introduction of new drugs but also improves patient outcomes by tailoring treatments more precisely. If companies neglect this aspect, they may fall behind competitors that effectively utilize data-driven strategies. For specialty drugs and pricing dynamics. The rise of specialty drugs, often biologics that treat complex conditions, represents a significant shift in pharmaceutical offerings. These drugs tend to come with high prices, which contribute to increased revenue but also raise concerns about affordability. Significance. Focusing on specialty drugs highlights the dual-edged nature of pharmaceutical innovation. While these drugs drive revenue growth, they also present ethical and economic challenges related to accessibility and the rising cost of healthcare. Policymakers and stakeholders must navigate this balancing act, ensuring that innovation does not come at the expense of patient access to necessary treatments. This dynamic is an essential consideration for anyone interested in the future of healthcare economics. 5. Government policy influence. The report emphasizes that federal policies significantly influence both the demand for drugs and the investment in R&D. Programs like Medicare and Medicaid can increase demand, while tax incentives and funding for basic research affect supply. Significance. Government policy is a critical driver of the pharmaceutical industry's dynamics, yet it is often underappreciated in analyses of market trends. Understanding this relationship is vital for stakeholders, as shifts in policy can have profound effects on R&D investments and drug availability. Policymakers need to be cognizant of how their decisions can impact not only drug pricing but also the pace of innovation in the sector. 6. The complexity of R&D spending and drug approvals. The relationship between R&D spending and the number of drug approvals is complex. Despite rising R&D investments, only a small percentage of drugs make it through the rigorous approval process, indicating a high failure rate. Significance. This complexity underscores the risks associated with drug development. Stakeholders must recognize that increased spending does not directly correlate with increased success rates. This understanding is crucial for investors and policymakers alike as they assess the viability and sustainability of pharmaceutical companies. Without this nuance, there is a risk of misinterpreting the industry's health based on simplistic metrics. 7. Market exclusivity and competition. The report discusses how policies granting market exclusivity to drug manufacturers encourage innovation by allowing companies to recoup R&D investments through higher initial sales prices. Significance. Market exclusivity plays a pivotal role in incentivizing pharmaceutical innovation. However, the potential for reduced competition post-patent expiration can lead to higher drug prices over time, impacting healthcare costs. Understanding this balance is essential for formulating policies that promote innovation while ensuring affordability. This aspect is often overlooked in discussions that focus solely on fostering innovation without considering the long-term implications for market dynamics and patient access. Conclusion. These overlooked themes within the report highlight the multifaceted nature of the pharmaceutical industry and the intricate web of relationships between public funding, private innovation, government policy, and market dynamics. Recognizing these factors is crucial for anyone involved in the pharmaceutical sector, whether as a policymaker, investor, or healthcare provider. Understanding the complexities of these relationships will better inform strategies to support sustainable growth and innovation in the face of future challenges in healthcare. 1. Rising R&D investment and drug approvals. The pharmaceutical industry's significant increase in research and development R&D spending is a pivotal point influencing its expected revenue growth. From $5 billion in 1980 to approximately $83 billion in 2019, the tenfold increase in R&D investment has led to a 60% rise in new drug approvals between 2010 and 2019. This correlation underscores that while increased spending does not always guarantee a proportional increase in successful drug launches, it does create an environment conducive to innovation, particularly in complex disease therapies. The growing trend toward specialty drugs, often costly yet necessary for treating chronic conditions, amplifies the financial stakes for pharmaceutical companies and highlights the importance of strategic R&D investments. 2. The interconnected role of academic research. Academic research, especially in the biomedical field, serves as a foundation for pharmaceutical innovation. Federal funding from entities like the National Institutes of Health (NIH) has significantly contributed to the discovery of new disease mechanisms and therapeutic targets. Over $700 billion has been allocated by the NIH, facilitating a symbiotic relationship where public funding reduces R&D costs for private companies and encourages a pipeline of new treatments. The collaboration between academia and industry is crucial for continuing advancements in drug development, making it a vital area of focus for understanding the projected revenue growth in these sectors. 3. Data analytics as a catalyst for efficiency. The integration of data analytics into pharmaceutical development and academic research represents a transformative trend that enhances operational efficiency and drives revenue growth. By leveraging advanced analytics, companies can better predict drug efficacy, streamline clinical trial processes, and refine marketing strategies. This utilization of data not only reduces costs but also accelerates the time to market for new drugs, thereby contributing to the overall revenue increases anticipated by Q4 2026. As industries increasingly rely on data-driven decision-making, the role of analytics becomes vital in shaping future business strategies. 4. Impact of government policies on R&D. Government policies play a critical role in driving pharmaceutical R&D investment and market dynamics. Federal programs such as Medicare and Medicaid significantly influence drug demand, thereby affecting R&D spending. Additionally, policies that support basic research funding and offer tax incentives for R&D activities further stimulate innovation. The expected revenue growth across the pharmaceutical sector can be attributed in part to these supportive policies, which create a favorable environment for drug development and approval. Understanding the interplay between government initiatives and industry responses is essential for comprehensively analyzing future revenue trajectories in the pharmaceutical and related sectors. Here are 3 famous historical cases that illustrate significant impacts and transformations in the pharmaceutical and research industries, similar to the projected revenue increase in these sectors. 1. The development of penicillin. The discovery and mass production of penicillin during World War II revolutionized the field of medicine and pharmaceutical development. Alexander Fleming's initial discovery in 1928 was not immediately recognized for its potential until Howard Florey and Ernst Borischain advanced its production in the late 1930s and early 1940s. The collaboration between public research institutions and private pharmaceutical companies enabled the rapid scaling of penicillin production, which dramatically reduced infection-related mortality rates during the war. By the end of the war, penicillin was widely available, leading to increased funding and interest in antibiotic research and development, ultimately transforming practices in medicine and healthcare. 2. The Human Genome Project. Launched in 1990. The Human Genome Project was a landmark scientific initiative aimed at mapping all the genes in the human genome. This international research collaboration not only aimed to identify the complete set of human DNA but also to understand the genetic factors that contribute to health and disease. The project was completed in 2003 and the resulting data significantly advanced biomedical research, leading to breakthroughs in personalized medicine, gene therapy, and improved understanding of genetic diseases. The successful outcomes of the Human Genome Project catalyzed investments in genomic research and development, shaping the future of drug discovery and development approaches. 3. The development of HIV/AIDS antiretroviral therapies. The HIV/AIDS epidemic in the 1980s and 1990s prompted a surge in pharmaceutical research and development focused on antiretroviral therapies. The urgency of the public health crisis led to unprecedented collaboration between government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and pharmaceutical companies. The introduction of highly active antiretroviral therapy HART in the mid-1990s significantly improved the prognosis for individuals with HIV/AIDS, turning what was once a fatal diagnosis into a manageable chronic condition. The rapid pace of drug development during this period underscored the importance of public funding, regulatory pathways, and patient advocacy in driving innovation in pharmaceuticals, leading to a cascade of investment in HIV research and treatments that continue to evolve today. These cases exemplify how significant investments in research and development, combined with public-private partnerships and evolving regulatory landscapes, can lead to transformative changes in industries related to healthcare and pharmaceuticals. The projected 30% revenue increase in academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics by Q4 2026 is driven by several interrelated trends and factors that are reshaping the landscape of these industries. Pharmaceutical development insights. The pharmaceutical sector has experienced a significant boost in research and development R&D investments, with funding escalating from approximately $5 billion in 1980 to over $83 billion in 2019. This growth correlates with a notable increase in new drug approvals, which surged by 60% from 2010 to 2019. The trend towards developing specialty drugs for complex conditions has further intensified revenue growth due to their higher retail prices. As the Congressional Budget Office (CBO) indicates, global revenues from new drugs coupled with substantial R&D costs are critical drivers of investment in this space. Academic research contributions. Academic research, especially in biomedical fields, continues to play a vital role in pharmaceutical innovation. Federal funding, primarily from the National Institutes of Health (NIH), has been instrumental in supporting foundational research that informs drug development. The NIH has allocated over $700 billion in funding, significantly contributing to the discovery of new disease mechanisms and therapies. This interplay between public funding and private R&D fosters a conducive environment for innovation, effectively reducing development costs. Data analytics and market dynamics. Data analytics is transforming both academic research and pharmaceutical development. By employing advanced analytical methods, companies can enhance their ability to predict drug efficacy, optimize clinical trials, and refine marketing strategies. The integration of data analytics into R&D processes is part of a larger effort to improve efficiency and minimize costs, further facilitating revenue growth in these sectors. Common themes across sources. 1. Rising R&D investment. There is a strong emphasis on increasing R&D budgets across all three industries, highlighting a commitment to innovation. 2. Impact of government policies. Federal policies that influence drug demand and support basic research are critical factors in shaping R&D spending and new drug approvals. 3. Focus on specialty drugs. The trend towards high-cost specialty drugs is a recurring theme, underscoring their role in driving substantial revenue increases. Diverging insights. While the CBO report provides a comprehensive analysis of R&D spending and drug approval trends, it lacks specific case studies of individual companies leading this growth. In contrast, other industry reports may highlight specific companies such as Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, which are expected to be front-runners in revenue growth. Future outlook. 1. Continued R&D growth. Sustained investment in R&D is anticipated. with pharmaceutical companies increasingly focusing on developing specialty drugs and biologics. This trend is likely to lead to more drug approvals and a corresponding rise in revenues. 2. Advancements in data analytics. The integration of data analytics is expected to become more profound, allowing for improved efficiencies in drug development and market strategies. This will likely enhance the ability to predict successful outcomes in clinical trials and market acceptance. 3. Greater collaboration. The partnership between public and private sectors is projected to deepen, particularly in light of recent global health crises like the COVID-19 pandemic. Collaborative efforts in vaccine development have set a precedent for future partnerships that could accelerate drug discovery and development. 4. Regulatory changes. Anticipated changes in regulatory frameworks may streamline drug approval processes, particularly for innovative therapies. This could further boost the introduction of new drugs to the market, positively impacting revenues. 5. Focus on personalized medicine. There is a growing emphasis on personalized medicine, which tailors treatments to individual patient needs. This shift could drive demand for new drugs and therapies, fostering further revenue growth in the pharmaceutical sector. Conclusion: the expected 30% revenue increase across academic research, pharmaceutical development, and data analytics is underpinned by rising R&D investments, supportive public policies, and the increasing role of data analytics in driving efficiencies. As these industries continue to evolve, the interplay of innovation, collaboration, and regulatory support will be crucial in shaping their future trajectories and enhancing their contributions to healthcare advancements and economic growth. By Q4 2026, the combined impact of these factors is likely to result in a robust expansion of revenues and advancements in drug development and research methodologies.